guys, it's Paul from Babel Tech here, and in this video I'm going to show you the technique that I use to do Google AdWords keyword research for languages other than English. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Google AdWords, um, the way Google AdWords works, it's like an auction for various keywords. So you tell Google that when people type in a search for a particular keyword or keyword phrase, um, you tell Google that you want to show a particular ad to those people. And of course, other people also want to show their ads for those keywords. So it's kind of like an auction system. So it really pays to do some research into what keywords people are searching for, or what keywords people are using to search, and also what the likely cost is for each of those words. If somebody clicks on a an AdWords text ad, then it costs you money. So it's literally pay per click. So it's always a good idea to do some research into what an average click might cost you for each of those words. So we're going to use three tools to do this exercise. Um, you're going to use an Excel spreadsheet, which I assume most people already have. We're going to use the Google Translate tool, and I know that Google Translate can be a bit ropey at times. That's okay. I'll show you how we work around that. And the last tool that we're going to use is Chrome, and a Chrome extension, a free Chrome extension called Keyword Surfer. So let's jump into it. So first of all, to get this Chrome extension, you can just type in the words Keyword Surfer, and it should come up. Should be the first result. You click on that, and it'll ask you do you want to install this extension, and you do. And then what this extension does is it adds a couple of things onto your Google search results page. As you can see here, one thing you get is this kind of panel on the right side, and you might notice that you also get these two icons up here, which show estimated search volume. And well, actually, no, it would show you the estimated search volume and the cost. We'll see in a minute what I mean by that. So let's say, for example, let's say you've already installed this Keyword Surfer extension. So let's come over to a Google page here, and you can see I've entered Business English as a search term, and it's telling me that in the UK, because I've selected over here under pick a location, I've selected the UK. It's telling me that the estimated search volume per month is 880 searches, and it's also telling me that its estimated average cost per click for Google AdWords campaigns is $2.91 per click. Now, from my experience and from other people I've spoken to, it has been their experience as well. The number that Google shows you as the estimated search volume tends to understate the true search volume. So in reality, you're probably getting a bit more than that. And it also tends to overstate the cost per click. So the actual cost per click that you would have to pay is probably a bit lower than that. So I think there are complicated reasons as to why that's not 100% accurate. We're not going to get into them in this video. I might save that for a different video. But nevertheless, this gives you a rough guide as to the type of volume and the the approximate cost that you might have to pay per click. So here we're using the term business English in English. Um, let's you can see all the countries over here. Let's switch to the USA, and now we can see that it's saying the estimated monthly search volume is 1600, and it's saying that a click is going to cost us $3.04. So this information is coming straight from Google, from their keyword estimator tool. Now that's all well and good, but what if we want to run Google ads in places other than the UK and US? What if we want to run Google ads in, say, Japan? Okay, now some people might be searching with English, using English. That's entirely possible. But the percentage of searches is going to be minor compared to, for instance, if we were to run ads using the Japanese language. So how do we do our keyword research around um, around around a different language, Japanese, right? So um, not everyone is going to be fluent in the language that they're targeting. If we're trying to get students in a particular country, I think in most cases we're not going to be fluent in that language, so that might present a bit of a problem in terms of doing your keyword research. But I think there's a way around that, and I'm going to show you right now. Let's start by opening up Google Translate over here. So here I've entered the word business English, and it's given me the translation in Japanese. This says business ego. Now with Google Translate, they have a feature called community verified. So if enough people verify that the translation is correct, you'll see a little a shield and the words community verified appearing underneath, in which case I think we can have good confidence that the translation is correct. If you don't see that, it doesn't necessarily mean that the translation is wrong, but it just hasn't had enough people verify its accuracy. What I like to do in those cases is, if I take a copy here, what I like to do is to go over to Google, and here I've actually opened up google.co.jp, and if I put in that phrase, do a search, I can see that this phrase is appearing in a lot of search results. In fact, if I go Control F on my keyboard and then search how many times does that phrase appear, you can see it's on here. It's on my page 42 times, and we can see all of the yellow highlighted areas where this phrase appears. So it's in a number of ads, it's in a number of high-ranking search results. So I can say with a lot of confidence that that's a correct translation. Always good to get a native speaker if you know someone, if you've got a friend who can double check for you. But I'm confident that's okay. So where do we go from here? Well, let's come over to this page here, and I'm going to put in this this key word phrase, and I'm going to switch this over to Japan. Okay, so what's this telling us now? Well, it's saying that people search this term, business English, 12,100 times per month, which sounds about right. Probably a bit more than that. it would be a popular search term over here. And it's telling us that the cost per click is $11, which is pretty expensive. So what are we going to do now? Well, let's treat this as a kind of like a head term. So this is like the base term, the base keyword that we're going to use, and we're going to look for terms that are sort of related around that maybe don't cost quite as much, but still have a reasonable monthly search volume. So the way we can do that is if we come over here to our keyword surfer panel. Let me just check my clipboard here. So that's empty. That's good. So what I want to do is I want to copy all of these search terms onto the clipboard. So the way I can do that is if I hit star and clipboard. Now I've got all of these terms in the clipboard. That's good. And let's come down to here and let's go to the next page. Same thing again, and add that to the clipboard. Let's do the same thing again. Select all those, add these to the clipboard. And again, add to the clipboard. Almost there, add these to the clipboard. And finally, add these to our clipboard. Okay, so with any luck, I've got 110 of these related keyword phrases that are related to our head term of business English, all copied here onto my clipboard. So what I'm going to do is just highlight all of these now. Highlight all of them, and Control C on the keyboard copies it. Now what I'm going to do is hop over to an Excel sheet and click in the first row, first column, right click, paste special, and here important tip is I want to use Unicode text. If you forget, if you just click text, you're going to get some strange characters, but if you select Unicode text, it should be okay. So let's paste that. Let's click OK, and there we are. So we've got the two columns now. Now we're not quite finished. Let's go back to our clipboard, and before we close that, I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit translate to English. Now I'm going to copy these all again. Control C to the clipboard. And click the third column this time, first row, right click, paste special, Unicode text. Okay, and if I've done this correctly, good, they should match up. So we've got 110 rows, and we can see that the search volumes match up. So that's like an integrity check, I guess, that we haven't got the rows out of sync. So now, without even being able to read this language, um, you can understand what these phrases on the left column mean, because we've got the English translation for each of them. Let's add a row in here. Okay, so let's give these some headings. Call this volume 1, English, volume 2. Okay, let's make that bold. Okay, so what we can also do is sort this. So let's highlight all of that data. Let's sort it. We'll sort by volume 1, volume 2. It's the same, of course. So largest to smallest. Okay. So so now we're starting to get somewhere. We can see that these are the keyword phrases that that people are using through Google, and we can see the relative volume of each of these phrases. I notice that there's some results appearing for English conversation app. Now, I'm not interested in those, of course. So what I'm going to do is highlight that again, and I'm going to add a filter. And what I can do is, if I click on that down arrow here, if we go to text filters, custom filter, no, let's try text filters does not contain the word app. Okay, right, so that's excluded those results with the word app in there, so that helps. So let's look at some of these results now. So I'm particularly interested in anything with the word business in there. So I could do another custom filter and only show those results which include the word business. But I'm just gonna eyeball it first, I think. Let's take a look. Okay. So English email. So there could be like people who need help drafting English emails for business. That could happen quite a lot. So I'm going to highlight that keyword, and I'm going to use that in my search. Okay, so that's telling us that the estimated search volume is 8,100 per month. We knew that, but the cost per click is $2.22, which is reasonable. So I'm kind of positive about that. So let's write that down. I might format this column while we're here. Format cells, currency. Yep. Okay. So that's English email. That's one. Telephone English. Yeah, let's check that. You can notice also that it's listed this 4 times, and that's because it's got different spacing between the characters. Like so in some, I don't know, for some reason, maybe some people they put 1 space between the 2 character sets, sometimes 2 spaces, sometimes no spaces. It doesn't really matter, because Google looks at those as close variants, so it'll return the same results regardless of whether somebody used with no spaces, one space, two space, whatever. So Google is smart enough to realize that those are all close variants of the same search term. So let's just do a search. Telephone English. Someone, which could be what somebody who's using English for business purposes would search on. Okay, $8.56. I think we'll pass on that. Let's try. How about this one? This looks interesting. Make a phone call in English. Let's try that. You can see what I'm doing here. I don't have to be a whiz at foreign language to do keyword research. That's too expensive too. $5.17. How about this one? English phone support. Okay, so $1.41. So that's in the reasonable ballpark. So I'm trying to find keyword terms that are less than $2 a click. So these days with Google, as an average, I think you're going to pay anything from 50 cents if you're lucky, up to a couple of dollars. But that's still, it can potentially be a very good bargain if you're getting good conversions from your traffic. So let's take a look at $1.41. Yep, I'll put that in there. Let's take a look at this one. So NHK Business English. So NHK is it stands for like the national broadcaster, the national TV broadcaster over here, and so they have TV programs. I think radio programs as well, about business English. So potentially people are searching on Google for that. Now you can effectively jack their traffic, and NHK is a big corporation, so don't feel too sorry for them. But when somebody uses that search phrase, you can bid on that phrase so that your ad will appear on the top of the search results listings. So excuse me. So I know companies that sometimes do that and go after the competitors that way. So yeah, so $1.51 for NHK English, NHK Business English. So let's put that in there. So I think you got the idea. So we're using the information provided by Keyword Surfer here, which is taken directly from Google, to see what search terms people are using in the target language, and we're popping these terms into the search browser to get a sense of the traffic and also the potential cost of each of these search terms, the cost per click. So that's basically the process that I go through when I'm trying to target particular keyword phrases. We can see that from this 5-minute exercise. I've got English email. That would be a good target key phrase when somebody types that in to show them my Google text ad. What have we got? English phone support again. So it's related to business English. I'm sure a lot of people are searching for that. NHK Business English. People who are typing in that phrase obviously want to improve their business English ability. So if I kept going through this, I would try any of these phrases that look as though they have potential to be related to my target audience. So I hope that was helpful. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and get in touch. I'll do my best to answer them. So thank you.